Well, what's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. Let's see. When we left off in the last episode, we were wandering around this random planet that I'd found. Didn't really discover anything too crazy. I did, however, get a couple of good comments on reading the scanner thing on the SRV's radar HUD thingamabobber. Yes, that's the technical term. That the blips on the bottom were more natural formations, and the blips on the top are like man-made formations, which that helps a lot because it means all these little signals I'm picking up are probably just rocks. I'm guessing. Actually, we could confirm that by calling in our ship again. Thank you, which I need to do that anyway. Let's see. There's one other thing I wanted to look at. SRV. I think it was this one, the frame shift drive injection. I have none of what that needs. Okay, because there was a couple of people that were talking about how you could actually boost your jump range and stuff. Yeah, see, now that my ship's in range, it's getting more top blips, as well as the bottom. That's interesting. Good to know. I wonder, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, but I do wonder if your tread marks stay on the whole planet, or if it's a distance thing. Like, after a certain point, it stops showing up. That actually sounds a bit like a tricorder. Wait, what am I hearing? Maybe that was my engine. I heard this like... It kind of sounded like those old tricorder sounds from Star Trek. That. I guess it is my engine. Or that. That's what I was hearing. Hi. So yeah, I don't have any of the minerals I would need to do a frame shift drive injection. Where is the... There we go. I couldn't remember where to look. Board ship. Couldn't remember where to look, but it's over here on the HUD where it says board ship. And I do apologize if there's not a lot of cut and edit stuff done in this episode and it's more of just a straight run. Mainly that's because, I mean, in one way, I'm happy, because I actually got together with Bass Player KG and Adrian Wannafly, and we pretty much sat down almost all day today, which this would be Monday that I recorded this. You're seeing this on Tuesday, but all day Monday, when I typically record, why are my thrusters off? Oh, it's because I'm just parked. Duh. Hold on 1 minute. Let me see where I'm going, and then I will continue my train of thought, so long as it doesn't derail somewhere in the meantime. Okay. Now, where am I going? Oh, that's right. I don't have a route. I still think I'm gonna head this way. Maybe. I was told, though, that the community goals are all for hauling things, and I don't have a cargo bay. So I don't really feel like I'll be able to contribute to the construction, but I guess I could at least say I visited there on my way to A-star. I call it A-star. I know it's Sagittarius A asterisk or whatever. Funny thing is, I always hear myself say A-star, and I keep thinking it's like just any star out there. It's just A-star. I'm just going to A-star. Okay, so that's still too far out. Wow, that is so far away. Alright. I think this is just going to be a case of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm thinking. Let's just grab a system that kinda looks cool. That's still too far out. Oh, what was that? That looks like a different colored star? Why? Star type. Why not? I got nowhere better to be. Sulu! Calculate a course! Okay. Let's see. Where do I need to refuel at? I don't know if I refueled before. I think I did refuel before I landed on this planet. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is either a really long route or I have a really crappy fuel tank. Or both. Alright. You're not refuelable. Dagnabbit. How about you? Yes! Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna put a bookmark there. Because it's a lot easier than trying to remember how far away to go. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. I'm thinking. And I can unbookmark this one. Which is... Is it this guy? I think. Can I do it? Wait. Bookmark locate. Wait, was that not bookmarked? That's weird. Delete. Oh, you know what it was? I had a bookmark on the system, or on the planet, and it bookmarked the other one. There we go. Okay. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So, I'm happy to report that we had done a massive Dog Squad recording session, basically, on Monday. Pretty much took us most of the morning and into the late evening, afternoon. So, I am pretty exhausted, basically. So, I did not want to take another, 3 hours to do a 40-minute video or something on Elite while editing things. And a couple of you had mentioned before it didn't really mind me just babbling my way through space. I should probably rename this series something like that, you know? Babbling through space. That would be kind of funny. Why is it insufficient? I just boosted. Wow, it takes all of your energy in the atmosphere. That's interesting. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that's what that's about. If it seems a little like, well, you could have cut this out or something. I'm honestly just too worn out to do that, but I don't want to just not do an episode either. I didn't feel like that would be very nice. So I figured I would do my best. But yeah, we got all of their lines completed, so I have to get together with Caden Red Pearl at some point and do a couple of them that I haven't done that were like dialogues with his character and stuff, and then I need to do his. But after that, we should be pretty good to go on the audio side of things. So, in case anyone was wondering how there's been virtually nothing going on there, there has. It's just been behind the scenes. We just had a really hard time finding a time to sit down and work with each other lately. There's just been a lot going on personally with all of us. So it was just kind of one of those where, oh, I can make it. Oh, I can't make it. I was actually getting to the point where I was almost ready to just start recording individually with each person and then just splice up the lines later. It's just a little harder on me doing the editing that way. When you can do it all at once, you can kind of just throw all the audio files in a timeline and go from there. You don't have to guess about where you have to line everything up. But it doesn't really save you any time if you're never getting it done. So I was close. I was close to just being like, I'm just going to work with one of you and get it done. But then we all three of us ended up being able to sit down at one point. And I told him I wanted to do as much as we could. I didn't really realize that entailed like the entire season for their characters, but I was glad. 'Cause it's a big headache off of my back now. I don't have to wonder about, I still gotta do that in the back of my head. So, yeah. That also applies to the Witness episode coming out tomorrow, by the time you're watching this. Because I record these on the same day. I record Elite and the Witness on Mondays. So. Though typically, I kind of tend to babble and not cut too much out on Witness anyway, so I don't think it'll be as big of a deal. But, yeah. So there's that. But like I said, I don't really like to just babble on through stuff, but, you know, I don't really know how else to do these exploration videos, because there's really not a whole lot going on until you find something, but, you know, you never know when you're gonna find something or not. Like this, I'm just picking random planets and just, or systems, and just going, so, you know, you never know. Oh, I gotta brake, gotta brake.
Scooping.
Almost forgot to brake. That would not have ended well. I also realized I have not been keeping track of my jumps either. Dang. Oh well. That's why I like bookmarking them, because I can just check and see what needs to be done. I almost wonder if I should just leave all of my bookmarks.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And it would kind of give me a route back.
Frameshift drive charging.
There's probably a faster way to get back, because I'm kind of going all over the place. I'm going to one place and then going to the community goal one and then trying to go over the, you know, so there's probably a more direct route back to
4, 3,
the
2, 1.
Shinrarta,
Engage.
my main hub world. I do think it would be interesting. I don't really know how they would do this, but I do think it would be kind of interesting if you could set it up at some point to where it's like, I don't know, some kind of, like, teleport system, where it's like if you got all the way to A-star but didn't want to fly all the way back, you could just, like, warp to your other ship that's at a base or something. That would be kind of interesting. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind them doing stuff like that. A lot of people, oh, it would break the immersion or blah, 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 blah. I don't really care, to be honest, if it's done in a way that makes sense in-game. Okay,
Fuel scooping.
2 more. Why am I fuel scooping? Oh, crap. Ugh, pay attention.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So I got 2 more jumps.
Frameshift drive
No, what I
charging.
mean by the whole, if it works in-game, is it's like that, oh, a teleporting system would break immersion. Agree to disagree, because my thing is you could just put it as a module. It's like, oh, now you just have a black matter teleportation drive thing, whatever. You know, you can make up some science that makes it work.
1.
But I know from the few interviews that I've seen of the developer behind Elite Dangerous, I know that he's a little bit more of, like, trying to root things in real science rather than just make up crap. I know he had brought up a few things, like the fact that the whole frameshift drive and the light speed type thing is kind of one of those things where we really don't know how that would work, so you just kind of have to roll with it as being fiction or whatever. But I know they did say that they put a lot of thought into, like, the random generation of systems and how they work and what kind of systems would be, like, how they'd be laid out. You know, you wouldn't have
Frameshift
2
drive
stars
charging.
orbiting a planet, you know, because it's like that just doesn't happen type of thing. So, you know, I know they tried to keep everything rooted, but I mean, it is still kind of a sci-fi fiction game thing, so it's like, it's still games. It's still a game, you know.
1. Engage.
So with that in mind, I would be okay with them doing some kind of warp to your other ship. Maybe not warp wherever you want, though I would love that. You know, I'm sorry, you won't be able to play the game for like 4 hours while it just autopilots you to wherever you want to go. You know, that would be kind of interesting, but the other reason I bring that up is because I've played a lot of MMOs, not real hardcore, but I have dabbled in a lot of different ones. Oh, what am I doing? I was supposed to be fuel scooping off of this thing. Oh, it didn't finish.
Fuel scooping.
Crap. That wasn't cool. Very nice. And I totally forgot what my number is to keep it at like 60. I want to say I could go up to like 300 before it would get to mid-60s or something like that. Let's try it. Let's try like 300 for now. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've never been like, oh, my guild's getting on WoW or anything like that. Personally, I don't do a lot of MMOs because I want to play with other people. I typically play them because I like the environment or the story or whatever. It was like the Old Republic for Star Wars got a lot of flack when it first came out as being a great single-player game, but not a great MMO. Which I was like, I couldn't be happier because I really wanted Knights of the Old Republic 3, and they gave me an MMO. So I'm totally fine with it being a single-player game, because that's what I wanted. So I've never been a big, oh, all of my guild is on it like this time every day and we need to go do our raids and all that kind of stuff. But I have played a lot of MMOs enough to know their functionality. And for lack of better genre, Elite kind of is an MMO. I mean, it's an always online, you can interact with players, you're kind of leveling up in the sense of you're getting money and buying better ships and buying components. It'd be like buying, upgraded skills and new equipment and new armor and stuff like that. So for, it's unorthodox, but it is kind of like an MMO framework. So in MMOs, there's typically some way to pay in-game money, credits, cash, whatever. Like, it's not usually cash shop related, but it's usually some kind of in-game currency that lets you fast travel. You can jump to another, or not necessarily fast travel. I need to figure out where I'm going, by the way. I just realized I just took my last stop. Okay, we're gonna do that real quick. Then I'll get back to my MMO conversation. You know what, I'm just going to leave my bookmarks for now. Let me know what you guys think about the whole bookmark situation and whether I should just keep leaving a breadcrumb trail or not. I'm thinking it won't really matter. Alright, cool. Oh, wait, no. Did I want to do that? No, I did not. I didn't want to select it, I just wanted to check it. Alright. That's better. Okay. So, basically, when I won't have enough fuel, I need to stop. That's at least convenient. Let's see, I don't want to overheat. That's weird, I'm close enough to get heated up to 60%, but yet I'm not scooping. That's interesting.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so, for lack of better genre, Elite kind of is an MMO. So, in most of them, well, and even some RPGs like Morrowind and Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. Well, Morrowind is the Elder Scrolls. Don't pick at me for that. You know what I meant. Morrowind specifically, and then I thought the Elder Scrolls games in general. Now, some of them just have fast travel, but then there's like continental travel. Like with Skyrim when you wanted to go to Solstheim, where it's like for the, what was that DLC? The Dragonborn DLC or something, whatever it was. That was one of those where, like, you have to actually pay a boat person to ferry you and stuff, and there's, like, the Elder Scrolls Online one and stuff like that, where it's, there's some way to pay to fast travel, basically, like a taxi system. So, I would be okay with them doing something like that with Elite, like a big capital ship, that picks up other ships, right? Something like that. It's like it takes you where you want to go. And you can call one and they'll just come pick you up or something and take you somewhere. But it would have to be some giant, cruiser type thing to pick up your small ship. I'd be okay with that. And being able to teleport to another one of your ships. You could have, like, a certain module, like I mentioned before, like some kind of teleport module, that if both of your ships have it, then you could beam yourself to another ship or something. Those would be kind of like... I think if you tapered the narrative enough to it, you could have, upgrades and things that would allow you to do that, so you could put the functionality in the game and not break immersion where it's like something random, I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think that would be fine. There's some things that I understand not wanting to break immersion or break the narrative or something. There's some things where you're like, it's just right around it, or just make up a reason why it works, but I don't think it's a great idea sometimes to hinder or restrict functionality or convenience or something like that just for the sake of narrative or universe kind of thing. There probably should be a way, whether it's just a completely made up reason, but there should be some reason why you're allowed to do some of those kinds of things. If, you know, I could see it being one of those, you can't use it in combat because people could just duck out of combat, or, you know, you... like, say like this, if I wanted to jump back to my Fertilance or something, I think you should take your pilot and it beams you there, but it's like your exploration data won't go. So your explorer ship just floats out there or is parked on a planet or something. But you can't just like beam back, turn in your data, beam back, keep going. No, I get that. Like, it would be it would just be purely for convenience of like, hey, I don't feel like exploring today. I want to go back and do, but I really am stuck way out here in the middle of nowhere. Now, some would argue, well, it's a big boy game, you know, like it's not going to hold your hand, so you should just be able to, you know that ahead of time and not commit to something so big of an endeavor or whatever as going all the way as far as you can or something. And I get that. I just think it would be possible to do without really hurting anything type of deal. That's just my opinion. I am really looking forward to what they have intended for the game, though. I can't wait for them to do another big patch or expansion or something to where I really want... I have a feeling they're gonna do like habitable planets next, where you could land on some place like Earth where there's atmosphere and there's bio life, whatever, animals, ecosystems. I have a suspicion that's probably their next move, or aliens. I could see them incorporating aliens into the narrative next before moving to habitable landings, but or atmospheric landings, I should say, because I believe that's the big... I had a few comments on the last episode about landing on habitable planets, and I think that's the big delineating factor at the moment is atmosphere. Like, if it's a moon or whatever other types of planetary bodies cannot have an atmosphere. I know they're essentially going to end up doing most everything can be landed on or interacted with. Like, even gas giants, I think that I read somewhere where you may not be able to land, because I didn't know this, but as far as I know, now that I've been told a few things and researched a few things, I guess gas giants are literally just balls of gas and other chemicals, but there may not even be that much of a surface to them, from what I've read or been told, whatever. I don't know. I am not an astronomer person, so never take what I say as Bible. But I know that there's supposed to be a way that you can, like, drop down into them in an atmospheric way, but maybe rather than landing on them, there was something I read about you'd be able to fuel scoop off of them or something. Or pick up different minerals and chemicals or something. I don't remember. But I know they're talking about making all planetary bodies a lot more interactive eventually down the line. But I think right now the big deciding factor is atmosphere. If there's no atmosphere, then you can land on it. If there is, then you probably can't. But yeah, so I know they're planning on doing atmospheric landings eventually. And once they do, I am going to probably end up beelining for Earth. Because... or the Sol system, rather. And I never know how I'm supposed to say that. Is it Sol, like S-O-U-L, or is it Sol? I never really know how I'm supposed to say that. So if I mess it up, sorry, don't sue me. But yeah, as soon as they make, like, our solar system landable, I am totally beelining there, because I'd love to see what they do with it. I know they've said those are going to be handcrafted because, well, obvious. I think the reasoning there is pretty straightforward, but yeah, so I'd be really excited to see what they do. Now, I'm not sure if I scooped a little too much, and now I'm not sure if this is where I was supposed to land before. Yeah, it still is. Okay. Sometimes when you do a little accidental fuel scoop or something, you have more than you're supposed to, and it's like, now wait, was I supposed to be able to leave here? Or is this not where I'm supposed to land? Or fuel?
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, the big one for me, I imagine the next thing is either going to be atmosphere landings or aliens. Probably aliens now that I think about it, because they've already done like the fossils and things that you can now find in distant worlds. But I cannot wait until they make the player character like controllable, where you can get up and walk around your ship and do like third person or first person shooter type stuff. And oh, can't wait. Cannot wait. I may at some point even have to look into what is that other one, Star Citizen, because I think it's gotten a little further along. I do know, from what I've been told of people that played both, most tell me that Star Citizen is a little bit more like, they have more features, but it's a little more disconnected, I guess, would be a good way to put it. Like, it's all these modules and things, whereas Elite's more of like a all-in-one package of a functioning game, but it doesn't have quite as many features. Like, I know they're already at the point where you can move around your player character, and it's got like, they recently, I think the last module I heard of them doing was the shooter module, where now you can kind of control it like a Call of Duty type, or a Uncharted, whatever, Gears, pick a shooter, stuff like that. So, which this obviously does not have, but as far as I know, they're more like isolated modules, and eventually, I mean, obviously both games are kind of trying to accomplish the same thing overall, but Star Citizen does look freaking awesome, so I'll probably have to get into that at some point. I was just kind of waiting for them to, like, compact it all a little bit more and put it into one, like, hey, you can just get this one and jump in and play the game, kind of like you do Elite. But both of them, though, I mean, Elite, especially since I've had more investment and things, I mean, I got a character model and stuff here that can make him walk around. It shouldn't be too hard. But I did read, man, it was a long time ago, it was a article or something on their newsletter with the kind of the where are we going with it and what do we want to do eventually with it. And one of the things somebody had mentioned was even like hijacking other ships. Like, you could stun them, dock the ship, board their ship with your player, and then have like shootouts in the ship and then steal their ship. And I was just like, oh my gosh, when? Give me a release date. When? Because that sounds amazing. You know, granted, with the release schedule they've had and what functions have been coming out and stuff like that, I don't think we'll be seeing that for quite some time. But it's still one of those, like, I just can't wait for the day I wake up and check my emails and get a newsletter thing or something where it's like, hey, this is the new patch coming out. You know, that'll just be like, oh my gosh, that's why I'm so excited for No Man's Sky. Because it really looks like kind of a hybrid, I feel. I don't really know. I mean, it is definitely closest, I think, to like Elite Dangerous meets Minecraft or something, right? Like, it's got that harvest minerals and gather materials and craft things and upgrade stuff and things like that on your person and character and stuff, while at the same time having the get in your ship and fly around and you can buy better ships and explore this massive galaxy that'll just, like, never end. Things of that nature. So, I mean, it definitely has hallmarks of both. I do think Elite would probably be, I would guess, one of the closest in comparison to most genres, but I don't really know. I don't really know how you would compare that. I didn't bookmark my last one either. That would have made things easier. So yeah, that's why I'm super stoked for Elite, is because, I mean, not Elite, No Man's Sky. Yeah, I'm really excited about Elite that I'm already playing. Because that just looks, the only thing that I heard that I was a little bit saddened by is it doesn't sound like, kind of like Elite, I was just hoping they would do it a little differently than Elite did, was there, it doesn't sound like there's any way to do like a home base kind of thing. Like, I was hoping you could find a planet, settle down, build a base, leave, bring stuff back, gather resources, minerals, come back, build up your base, things like that. And I don't know if there's any plans, like, in the future DLC, Season Pass, anything like that, to do something like that. But from the interview that I saw with the main developer, it sounded like that wasn't really on the table, and I was kind of like, darn. Because that would have been something that would have been cool, like have a place to hang your hat kind of thing. Though, I did have to take a step back and think, because I was like, well, there really isn't anything like that in Elite either. You just kind of bookmark a station and be like, hey, this is my home base, but you never get out of your ship, so I guess it's not really that much different. And obviously we've had quite a bit of fun on Elite. I mean, I'm only on my 100-and-something episode, so not like I haven't gotten my mileage out of the game. So there's that. But I probably should be wait a minute, did I scan that? I think I scanned that. I think I'm in the rhythm now that I'm scanning all this crap.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Excuse me. Sorry, I had to yawn. Whew, that's a big one. Like I said, I am very tired. I've been recording almost all day, like as soon as I got up. So, I'm pretty spent. But, and like I said, I apologize if it's like, oh great, another, planet seizure episode and just talking kind of thing and stuff I probably could have cut out, but if I started cutting out all the monotonous segments of exploration videos, I feel like I would just cut out the whole episodes. And we're there. It's been like 2 weeks since I've had an episode, but we're there now. Yay! So, M7. I just realized we're in a sector called Parrot's Head. That just... I mean, who names these places? I am kind of expecting... I am kind of expecting a decent haul for all this data. I mean, we are pretty far out away from the main systems now. I wonder if we're actually into any places that haven't been discovered by anybody yet. I doubt it.
3, 2,
I have a strong suspicion that Sagittarius A has already been, scouted and probably had its data returned some point, somewhere. Actually, it would be interesting. I wonder who the first one was. I wonder if I could look up. I don't think I'm close enough or have any data to do a system map of it to see. That would be an interesting thing to check, though. Alright, let's see if we've got anything. Yeah, this has still been discovered by people. I gotta tell you, kind of sometimes feels like when you have games like this and people that will just, that's all I play, and they, dedicate all their time to it, kind of feel like it'd be one of those to boldly go where everyone's probably already been before. I'm gonna go all the way out to the center of the galaxy. Oh yeah, me and Joe have been there twice. It's like, oh, well, boo. Though I do wonder, one thing I thought about is I'm sure a lot of people have been to the center. I do wonder how many people have been to the other side. Like, all the way on the other side where there's no more planets to go. Type of thing. I really wonder if there's been anybody that far out or not. I'm sure there's got to have been somebody. And if nobody has, then shoot. That's where we should go after Sagittarius A and then go back. If everyone can still tolerate me talking through planet jumping. That's the other big if. Or if I've worn out my welcome by that point and people just want to go back to seeing stuff shot. That's the other thing. Alright, now am I where I needed to be to refuel? I don't think so. I got 2 more. So we're gonna go 2 more, and then when I need to refuel, we'll probably call it quits for that episode. This episode. Not that episode, this one. We haven't done that one yet.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alrighty. So we got 1 more, and then one after that. And then we'll be 12 jumps to wherever that place is.
4.
I don't even know how I would say that.
1. Engage.
I feel like I'm gonna butcher it no matter how I pronounce that sector. I'd actually also like to clarify what the heck is a sector in this game. I mean, I know sector's a form of measurement area, but I just meant, like, in this game, what quantifies as a sector. Because, I mean, like, we're still in the Parrot's Head sector, and it's like, what does that mean? So... SWOIWNS. Who names these systems? Swines. Sounds like a British person saying swines. Like pigs. Swines. We have 12 jumps to swines taxes. Pig taxes. That's what I keep thinking. Swines taxes. Because it is like TAAX or something, isn't it? TAX A110. I picked a good one for being an eeny meeny miny mo. I got swine's tax as opposed to swine's flu. Oh jeez. Alrighty. So I think this is our last stop where I had set up to refuel, or it should be. It would also be kind of interesting if they eventually added a little HUD marker to show you whether the system you were at was a bookmarked one or not. That would be kind of cool, because then you could use it like fuel stops type of thing. Oh, I'm supposed to go here. Or stay here. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, let's get in closer.
Fuel scooping.
Too close, little too close. Alright, that should be good. I think I can do more than that. I think I can go up to like 350 or something, but it's comfortable and I don't have to watch my monitor all the time. Okay, yeah, that was the bookmark one. So, I think I just found the title for this episode is going to be Pit Stop in Parrot's Head. Because that shouldn't be a strange title that'll have people going, huh? Or anything. That'll just work perfectly. Alright, so I'm just going to let myself refuel, and then we'll pick this back up next episode. So in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.